What is up, everybody? In today's video we are going to be installing the fuel rail as well as a couple more other small pieces. All that in today's episode. My name is Ryan. This is Project Racecar. Let's get into it. Okay, quick update. The engine bay is just looking so much better, so much more complete. And again, we are going to be installing the K-Power Industries fuel rail today, and then a couple coil packs and possibly the dipstick. So those are the main goals for today. So from the RSX Type S intake manifold, we are going to be stealing the injectors. So that's going to be the goal, to take off those injectors and put it in this nice new fancy K-Power Industries. This is just a gigantic tube, and it should work pretty good. This fuel rail can support upwards of 1,000 horsepower. Now, naturally, we aren't going to be doing that in the E30, but it's always nice to not be limited by the actual fuel rail. Okay, so with this K-Power Industries fuel rail, it has a double side on it, and it comes with a actual cap, a plug. And so if you need to just run a line to the fuel rail, since Hondas normally do this, you can use this for any type of regular Honda setup. But since it is an E30, we're going to be running a return to fuel system fuel rail, and so we'll just need to plug this back half for the fuel pressure regulator, and then we will be putting a fuel pressure regulator on the actual chassis that's after this fuel rail. So I'm going to put on these -6 AN fittings that come with the kit. It converts the fuel rail to a -6 AN line. Nobody likes a dry gasket, so always make sure to put some sort of lubricant on there, because you don't want your gasket folding or breaking or cracking on the first rip, because then we're going to have leaks. Nobody wants leaks. Nice. Now the fuel rail is converted to -6, so when we get the fuel lines in, we'll just be able to convert it all to AN fittings. Alright, and this fuel rail is just going to be 212s, which should be easy to loosen. And then maybe with just a straight pop out. Ooh, hopefully that didn't do damage this one. So since we aren't doing a turbo build right off the bat, we can use the stock fuel injectors. And so that's why I'm doing it, just to save a little bit of the money and actually put these to use. Fuel injectors aren't too bad on the actual price point, but when you can save money, it's always good. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Sick, there's still fuel in the fuel rail. Perfect, and this is all we need. So these fuel injectors actually have 3 different O-rings on them. So they all look in good standing, but we're just gonna make sure to lube them up before we actually put them on, and then we will slap them in the actual fuel rail. I don't know about you guys, but I am so pumped for the E30 to actually be running and driving. I feel like we're so close to being there. So I appreciate you guys sticking out and seeing all of the progress on the E30 that we've made, and just watching me through it. I'm learning along with you guys, so a lot of the stuff I'm not an expert in. I'm just trying to figure it out as I go. So thank you guys for helping and teaching me and sticking along for the process. I will need to get fuel injectors, bigger fuel injectors when I go turbo. So for now, I'm not going to worry too much about these guys. All they need to do is last me for a couple months while I beat on the car. And then we will get new ones for the turbo build. Awesome. Then for the last bit of the puzzle. Again, you don't want to force any of these guys in. If something doesn't feel right, then don't force it. Knowledge. Nice. Just a nice, easy seat. Awesome. And then we just feed them in and get a nice seat. Nice. The fuel rail is all bolted on, so that is where it should live. We will get the AN lines figured out in a couple more videos. Awesome. Next we got new coil packs. So then we can just slap these bad boys down in there. Nice. That nice seat. It's funny how much a small part can make such a big difference in the look of how it's actually getting closer to the first start. I know that didn't help anything, but it looks so much better than without them. That and there, that and there. Maybe we could get some gold bolts in the future. Make it look nice and fancy under here. And then we have a dipstick, a stock dipstick, and what I did was I cut it at 20 inches. You can see in the instructions, it actually obviously has 20 inches there. But you can mark out the 2 holes, but I'm just going to make sure that it's not empty. So you can drill lines, drill holes, but I will most likely do that in the near future. So we're gonna slap this dipstick on and then the top should be done. Perfect, now this is looking a lot more complete. We got the K-Power Industries fuel rail, we got the new dipstick, we got the coil packs, everything looks good, everything looks fresh. We got the fuel injectors all in there. We naturally need to actually bolt up this intake, but like I said, I wanted to get the fuel lines actually ran before I completely mount the intake manifold. But this is looking a lot better, a lot more complete. Whew. Honestly, it's been super nice doing the K-Series swap because the parts are so plentiful. There's so much actual aftermarket support, as well as just like junkyards and people getting rid of builds and just a whole bunch of different stuff. So there are so many of these engines made in such different platforms that it makes it super easy to find parts. I was able to go to the junkyard and get the dipstick. That way we don't need to worry about finding an $80 dipstick and buying one. So little parts like that are gonna save you money in the long run, but everything's looking very, very good. That's gonna end it for today's video. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, my name is Ryan. This is Project Racecar. Have an amazing day. Peace.